So, by the way, Philip Bittner is going to be joining us at the break, but I do want to address a couple of things. I don't know if you know this, Johnny Million.
I may not.
But CBS is leaving Twitter. Yeah.
Wow.
They've decided that since they can't trust, and by the way, you want to know how fast this it is big. It's also how slow the decision-making process is at CBS, because I guarantee this decision was made during the blue checkmark fiasco week before last or last week, whenever it was, where you could buy for $8, you could buy your checkmark. And so everybody was buying fake blue checkmarks and verification didn't mean anything. And so you could buy, Lockheed Martin lost money, a multitude of government officials were spoofed in there as well. So they were like, okay, we got to get out of here before this. CBS, the broadcasting service, by the way, some people were asking. I think they made that decision the day of or the night that happened. Like, okay, if this is the way it is there, we can't afford this because somebody's going to pose as CBS News and it's going to be terrible. We got to get out. But it takes at that organization, it takes that long to work that way through the decision-making thing to where they finally announced it after that policy had been rescinded. But again, it's not a dumb move on behalf of, luckily, Johnny, you and I are fine because we're not serious organizations.
Not serious.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like you and I could both weather someone pretending to be us pretty well.
Yeah, for a few minutes.
Yep. Or at least a couple of days before we had to go, all right. But CBS News and other news organizations are not at all like that.
Yeah,
so
no, they can't handle that.
No.
Because if CBS comes out and says something, it's news.
Yeah, CBS says the rigged and stolen election. Donald Trump vindicated, and posts a fake picture of the Hunter Biden fake laptop. Fairly hilarious. So watch for more of that to happen, by the way. Will it be Mastodon? Will people just go back to Facebook, where I'm streaming right now, by the way, at the Hal Sparks page, the official Hal Sparks page on there. It's just at the Hal Sparks page on there, because you had to pick a name and stick to it a long time ago, which is fine. And then, people have moved over to Instagram, which is not built for quick response and broader conversations because it pockets the conversation under a picture. And again, the business model of Twitter is not rocket science. It's status updates. That's all it is. It's when Facebook launched status updates, where you could do these little short messages that would show up in people's feeds. Somebody, Jack Dorsey in particular, created a version of that. That's all it was. How about just that without all the other Facebook stuff? It was Jack Dorsey ripped off Facebook status updates. That's it. That's the entire, and I got news for you. That ain't hard to do. So somebody's going to come along with one that just kind of catches and off you go. Yeah. That's where everybody will go. And whether it's tribal, which I don't think so, because it sounds like the exact opposite name that people are trying to go for. That's the problem right now, is tribalism, especially if you're trying to have a broader conversation. You know what I mean? I really do. Tribal, mistake, bad name, something more fun. Twitter worked because it was goofy, and it was just it was like calling something blurb. And by the way, I would totally be on a site called Blurb. There probably is one, and it's probably awful. I should take that back. Everything's on the internet, and a lot of it's just terrible. So I never say you'll be on an internet site and just make up a name because somebody already has and attributed awfulness to it. We got to take a break because we're right up against the bottom of that. If you're on Twitter, you can still follow me at Hal Sparks and at Johnny Million. If you're not, YouTube, infotainmentwars.com. Go to the YouTube channel or to twitch.tv/HalSparks. There's a great group there. And if you're a Patreon supporter or a regular on the stream, you can join the Discord, which is its own little subgroup that, a little group has always been and always will until the end. So we'll be back right after these words from the news. I'm the news. Why would they? What the?